I have something to say about hiring lesbians and bisexual and bi-curious women in the healthcare industry. The issue is they don't keep their sexuality at their homes or in their homes or outside of their workplace. They tend they have a tendency to start molesting female patients, especially if they notice that she's there in emergency from an emergency room or an emergency situation where and she doesn't have any relatives or anyone coming to visit her. I mean, they don't care about the person's psychological, health. They will start groping a woman's breast, and some of the nurses will just female nurses will just start acting rude, and start the nurses will start acting like they are trash. That's basically what it is. These nurses will start acting like trash, and it's all just because they feel like shit. They start treating somebody else like trash, and people are patients. They're in there for to get help with their health. I mean, these are vulnerable people, weak people, can't even speak up for themselves, can't even defend themselves because they don't have the strength to do it. And these bitches come in there being dykes, lesbians, bisexual, bicurious, whatever the fuck they are. They're just putting their sexual perversions on the patients. No one's asking them to do that. That's definitely not in the job description, and it's definitely not why the patients are there. Now, this has been happening for actually a while here in Kansas. Since I was 7 years old, these bitches been faggots and very inappropriate towards me. So, I mean, I'm thinking, okay, I'm grown now. Is it gonna be over with? No, it's worse. It's in the hospitals. It's in the Vita dialysis centers, and then some of them at the Vita will have vocally just say out loud, as and it's going, "Oh, you liked that, didn't you?" In their minds, they think the patients or they think other women like females touching them without any prior permission or any warning, or they don't even ask. They just do it. And then people wonder why some of these bitches end up missing, dead, or complained about. That's why. Nobody is thinking about them. Nobody wants any attention from them. We're just there to do what we need to do and get done what we need to have done and go home if possible. And sometimes they try to keep me for about 2 weeks. And within I would say, I would be there like on a Thursday. They come next Thursday, here comes the creeps. It's like they just have enough time to know or to pay attention to which patients have visitors. If you don't have no visitors, they coming after you. They're coming after you to be perverted and nasty, and they start acting that way too. Because I had, and before any of this, anything happened to me, one nurse came in there and said, "Oh, you haven't had any family visit you yet, have you?" And going on like that, and I think it's weird. I thought it was weird, and then after I think about it, then something happens, and I'm like, that's the one that gets people to come into the patient's room and say, "Hey, it'll be okay to do this." They don't have no visitors. They are probably human traffickers or just maybe just as perverted. But it's more likely than human traffickers because I don't see them doing that for free. They're very prostitute minded, and they are looking for a way to earn money. I don't know why. I mean, nurses earn pretty good, but they always want more. And they're going to do whatever they can at the somebody else's expense, though, to get money or to get somebody to like them or get their friend to do something or whatever to somebody. Now, I think it should stop. I think everybody else thinks it should stop too. And these bitches are out there killing people too and molesting people. And, and then they got the nerve to just act out when nobody's doing nothing to them. No one's being sexually aggressive towards them. Nobody's being suggestive. You're just being kind and nice, okay? That does not give them the right to put their hands on you. Doesn't give them the right to throw a place of food towards you or at you. I don't know who they think they are, but they are not doctors. They don't have the right to tell you, oh, this, and this. It's like, well, the doctor should come in here and tell me that, not you. A lot of them overstep their boundaries. A lot. And it's mostly women. The men are fine. I don't have any problems out of a male nurse, a male doctor, or nothing. It's always the women. That's why I don't want to be around them. And why they always want to be in there, you know, around me and stuff, I don't know. It's like, well, can they bring a man with them? Since they evidently they need supervision. Because they're not mature enough to just do their job. And some of the times, more than half of the time, I don't even think the person supposed to be in there in the room with me or anybody else probably to do certain tests, especially the way that they go about it. They start being perverted. They start the purpose of having to drape over a patient or a client is so you are not exposing them or seeing their private parts. This fool lifts up the towel and starts staring at my breast. And then she starts pinching my nipple when she's up there trying to do it. I'm like, okay, if you're trying to do an echo of my heart, why are you pinching my nipples at the same time while you're doing the scan? You're supposed to be under and away from my breast. You know, I'm like, and just because I don't look like a 5-year-old boy, my body's not built like a 5-year-old boy, doesn't give people permission to start staring at my breast. You know, telling me, oh, you can take your bra off and stuff. I don't want to take my bra off. Why do I need to do that just for you to do an echo? That has nothing to do with you doing the echo, the scan of the heart. It's not my brow is not blocking my heart or anything. And they definitely don't have the right to start pinching or touching and then go, oh, I'm sorry, I need to be all up in your business. I'm going to be all up in your business. Nah, bitch, you're molesting me. That's what it's called. That's sexual harassment. I don't care. I mean, there's no way you don't know you're pinching somebody's nipple. That's why I don't even think that these are the real people. I think this is somebody just sneaks in, grabs some equipment that somebody told them that where it is, and sneaks into a room real fast. I don't even think they check in anywhere. They just sneak into a room where they are told you are, and they start doing stuff. Because I've had that done a few years ago, the echo of my heart. And not once did that person say, oh, take off this, take off that. I mean, yeah, my shirt comes off, but not my bra. And the person and this was a female doing this too. This was a woman doing my echo. And this woman at another hospital never did touch me, never did lift up the towel to stare at my breast or nothing like this fool did on Thursday, just a couple of days ago. Now, I don't know, and it's been happening a lot every time I need to go to the hospital, except for when I had COVID. When I had COVID, that's the only time people kept their hands off of my body, is when I had COVID. Ain't that some shit? And now that I'm over it, it's two bitches starting it again, putting their hands on me inappropriately. And then one bitch just straight up being a bitch. Now, if you don't want to work with me, don't do it then. Let somebody else come and do it. There's plenty of people that want to earn money and be appropriate towards patients in the hospital. You know, I got fed up with it. I just got up and I left. I don't have to put up with none of that shit. Nobody does. I thank God I had the strength to get up out of that bitch. And if it wasn't for a man, the first man that I got in contact with, he was a nurse at this hospital. He was there with another nurse. I guess she was in training, and she couldn't remember the code to the medicine cabinet, which is where they was keeping my medicine that I brought from home. If it had not been for him, I would not have known the code. So evidently he said that code out loud to that nurse that was in training on purpose so I could hear it, because he knew sooner or later I was going to need to get the hell out of there. Because he knew what they do. They watch single females that come in there. They say I don't have no husband, no boyfriend, or no children. So they spied on me and watched me to see if anybody would be coming to see me or visit me. And then they were going to take advantage of me. And he knew that. So I was like, at first I was like, oh, why is he saying the code to the cabinet out loud? And I'm glad he did, because I got dressed, got my medication, and I bounced. I called me a cab and I got out of there. Because it was the person giving me dialysis on Thursday, all just touching the side of my breast. I'm like, the fistula is on my arm where my elbow is. My elbow is nowhere near my breast. She puts my arm near my breast. And I thought that was weird too, because all the other people that did dialysis while I was in the hospital didn't do that. Nobody else did that but this female. And she's an RN. Maybe they need to stop having RNs doing that. Female RNs. Because the male RN didn't even touch me at all inappropriately. Not once was he inappropriate. This is why they want women out of the workforce. These females are just making all of us that are professional women, they are making us look like shit, like garbage, like trash. These females need to take their ass somewhere else. If they're gonna be lesbians, bisexual, or whatever the fuck that shit is, it ain't none of my business and ain't nobody else's business. Go to one of their gay clubs and be gay. They shouldn't have that shit up in the workplace. Taking their homosexuality out on patients. Period. I was born heterosexual. You don't see me going over just running on people and rubbing on people and being rude and shit. I don't know why they hire these motherfuckers. They hire the worst, trashiest, most rotten, stinking, garbage bitches they can find and put them in the hospital and have them employed. The ones that shouldn't be working, they should be doing the ones that they should be doing janitorial work. That way they don't have to touch nobody. And the people that's doing the janitorial work should be the nurses and should be the ones interacting with the patients. I've had better experiences with the janitors than I have with the professional people that are doing the exams and the echoes and the dialysis stuff. I mean, this is just going on and on and on. I mean, this is just going on. This shit been going on all my life. Like, why? And they know I'm heterosexual. So why force your opinions and your ideals and your beliefs out on me? I don't do that to them. I don't want a woman. I am a woman. It's sad. It's really pitiful. And they need to be, I don't know, they need to be off, executed, shot, killed, something. Because that shit ain't right. If they're doing that to a grown adults, I hate to see what they're doing to children. They might be doing that to their own children because a lot of them are married with children. And that's my concern. And that's why I want them dead. My concern is they doing it to anybody, everybody that doesn't have anybody to look out for them. They think, oh, somebody ain't looking at. Oh, you just texting your family members. Oh, okay, they're not coming to visit you. That's some monster shit. That's some creature shit. These people are not human. That's what makes them not human. They don't have any feelings. They don't have a heart. They don't have a soul. They definitely don't have any brains. They shouldn't be alive, period.